Former FBI Director James Comey, now the first of the Obama-era officials indicted for charges stemming from the Russiagate hoax and the investigation. He's facing 2 counts, lying to Congress and obstruction of justice. But former House Intelligence Committee Chairman and current Trump Media CEO Devin Nunes tells me it's entirely possible more charges are coming for Comey and more former Intel officials. Watch.
Comey has long been a liar, a leaker. He's dishonest. He ruined the FBI. He will be lucky if there is not a grand conspiracy charge brought, which is really what should be brought against probably about 24 characters in the United States over the last 7-8 years.
Should there be more charges against Jim Comey?
Very specific, and it's over whether or not he lied on this one part. The larger part is whether or not you can bring a kind of grand conspiracy case. And, people talk about, there's the law, which is, lying to Congress, lying to the FBI, but there's also a term in there called misleading. And what a lot of these guys did is they made up things using intelligence that didn't exist, but acted like they knew something that actually wasn't there, and they lied and misled the American people. The only intelligence that they had is that the Russians were very well aware of Clinton's plan, and they actually not only thought Clinton was going to win, but likely preferred that she would win. So going back to the cover-up of her missing emails, that, by the way, are still missing, they all got involved in this plan. They all got the FBI exercise.
President Trump was asked about the investigation on Friday. He did not mince words on just what he thinks of Comey.
Justice, or is it about revenge?
It's about justice, really. It's not revenge. It's about justice. It's also about the fact that you can't let this go on. They are sick, radical left people, and they can't get away with it. And Comey was one of the people. He wasn't the biggest, but he's a dirty cop. He's always been a dirty cop. Everybody knew it.
Yeah, the question now is, will we see a bigger charge here, Liz Peek? You heard what Devin Nunes said, and I think the whole crux of this idea is the fact that they misled the court, they misled the American people. Is that part of a grander conspiracy that they try to play against President Trump? That's what Lindsey Graham said, as well as Devin Nunes. And if we have the court proving that there is a larger grand conspiracy here, and that's the reason that they also, by the way, raided Mar-a-Lago to get the report on what they did for Russia collusion, that's what you've got coming out now. That's what people are talking about. Devin Nunes, and here's Lindsey Graham, who at the time was the chairman of the Judiciary Committee when they perpetrated this on Trump. Watch this.
He's presumed innocent until proven otherwise. If I'm the Department of Justice, I better get my best lawyers on the field, because Patrick Fitzgerald, Comey's lawyer, is a great lawyer. But the idea he leaked classified information to create a narrative politically, I think that's a strong case. But there's so much else. In 2016, Comey received a memo from the intelligence community, an investigative lead, suggesting that it was Hillary Clinton's campaign who signed off on the plan to link Trump to Russia to avoid her problems. Now, the question is, did they ever take that allegation seriously? He told me that doesn't ring a bell when I asked him in 2020. Can you imagine the Republican candidate for president, that you got a memo from the CIA saying it may be his opponent who's starting this line of inquiry, and the FBI did nothing about it? So Patel's going to tell me of whether or not they opened up an investigation. So every time there was some exculpatory information, the court never heard about it. Yeah. Every person who signed the Carter Page warrant said, if I knew then what I know now, I wouldn't have signed it. Comey knew then what we all know now and ignored it. I believe he withheld exculpatory information from the court because he wanted Trump to be found guilty. The memo from the Intel Committee in September 2016 was addressed to Comey, suggesting Hillary Clinton was behind this, and a copy went to Strzok. Did they take it seriously? I want to know that answer to that question.
So, Liz Peek, weigh in here, because we know that John Brennan knew that Hillary Clinton was putting together this whole fantasy of Trump colluding with Russia. He was in that Oval Office meeting at the end of 2016 or early 2017, and he wrote his little notes there. We have a picture of it. and we have the memo of the notes that basically told all of them Hillary Clinton, and the Russians are aware that Hillary Clinton is coming up with a story that Trump is somehow tied to Russia as a way to hide her own email scandal.
Yeah, Maria, there's no question that James Comey was part and parcel of a grand conspiracy, basically to, I would say, destabilize the Trump presidency, to put it under pressure from day one, because the American people were led to believe that he was a tool of Vladimir Putin. And sadly, you continue to hear that charge raised over and over again. They did a great job of smearing this government. And we spent, what, 2-3 years through the courts, through various kinds of investigations, trying to prove that Vladimir Putin had organized and run the election that elected Donald Trump, when, in fact, just the opposite was true. He was gunning for Hillary Clinton to become president. So I think anything they can throw at James Comey is too little. I think he was basically the head of all of this. On the other hand, they better be sure it sticks. They better be sure it's narrow enough that they can convict this guy, because to go through all this and to go back in time to bring these charges, and Lindsey Graham's totally right. He's a slippery guy. He's got good lawyers. This better be solid, and I sure hope it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the point. It was a grand conspiracy to take down Trump, and it goes on. You've got a timeline here. Even through the raid at Mar-a-Lago, where they were looking for any information that he may have taken about the Russia collusion so that they could destroy it.